Hi everyone, this is Olivia.
And this is Robyn, and you're listening to K-Pop Hotsheet.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New
This is
Year.
our first our first episode of the year.
Yes. New Year, same us.
Maybe new us. Hopefully we'll do more episodes more often.
Yeah, we're gonna try. Thank you to the handful of people who listened to the last episode. Always appreciate that.
Oh my God, for sure. And I hope they continue to listen and they continue to enjoy our podcasts.
I hope so too. If you love us, give us 5 stars on Spotify so that our rating actually shows up.
And follow us on Instagram. Our handle is K-Pop Hotsheet.
Anyway, the topic today that we were going to talk about is NewJeans. So I'm going to preface this by saying that some people may not agree with a lot of the things that I'm going to say, but also I'm not speaking in any way disparagingly about the girls, the members of this group, or their music, because I actually like the music that I've heard. We'll get into that a little bit. So in the spirit of safe space and everyone being adults here, Olivia and I are going to have a conversation. You might not agree with me. We don't even know Olivia's opinion yet because she has been kind of blind to NewJeans, so that we could have this conversation kind of with fresh eyes on her part. So that's just my upfront disclaimer on the matter.
Thank you, Robyn. I'm actually excited to learn more about them because I know when we first started talking about the podcast, I know you had many opinions on this topic and you definitely wanted to address and talk about it. So I've kind of tried to keep myself away from them and not know anything. I haven't really heard any of their songs unless, they've played on TikTok or something and inadvertently I heard it, but I am like a blank slate. So I'm excited to kind of hear your thoughts and then see how I feel and think about it as well.
So I will start with a little bit of the NewJeans overview. NewJeans is a new-ish girl group. I think they debuted late July, early August. Maybe their pre-debut came out in July. They're under Hybe Entertainment, under ADOR, which stands for All Doors, One Room. I don't.
Oh.
What's that mean? No, I don't know.
All doors. Wait, let me think about that. All doors. Maybe all doors lead to one room.
Maybe. I don't know. I haven't looked that one up. I haven't Googled that one.
It's for another day.
But that is Min Hee-Jin's agency. So she used to work for SM, but we'll get into her in a little bit. So they are a 5-member group. The members in no particular order because I didn't happen to write down their ages here, but we have Minji, Danielle, Honey, Hee-Jin, and Haerin. And they are so popular right now in South Korea and also, I think, globally, honestly. Like, they've blown up in a way that I have not seen a group explode in K-pop probably ever. So their pre-debut single that came out is called Attention. And I am going to share this video with Olivia right now. So you, as far as you know, you haven't heard this song.
As far as I know. And
right?
I've definitely not seen the music video, so.
Okay, so we just took a moment for Olivia to watch the music video for NewJeans' debut song, Attention. So what's your reaction, Olivia?
I don't know. I was a little bit, I guess, underwhelmed for a debut song. But hearing you say they're like so crazy popular, I'd be curious to know what the reception was in the debut song. Like, was this what made them popular? Were they popular from the get-go, or was it like some songs afterwards, if you know?
So they did a lot of releases in quick succession. I forget what the time span was between, but I think it was only a couple of days as far as I remember.
Mm-hmm.
So this song came out. The next song, Hype Boy, is actually the one that I really, really, really like. So I don't know if we should take a moment for you to listen to that one as well, or if you just want to keep this new jeans train moving.
I think I'd be curious because I feel like this one was to me, and I'm like scared to say that because you're telling me they're so popular. But I was a little underwhelmed.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinion.
Thank you. Safe space.
It is a safe space. Why don't we take a moment and you can listen to Hype Boy? Because, I mean, this is the journey that I went on with them. I heard Attention first. I think
How did you feel when you heard Attention?
I liked it because it felt different. Not actually different because clearly it's like 90s, early 2000s
Mm-hmm.
kind of music, but since I'm of the age that really strongly appeals to me, um, that's what I liked about it. And there have been other groups that have done similar things, but I don't know. I think Hype Boy was the song that it still gets stuck in my head to this day, even though I've only heard it a couple of times and I don't listen to it anymore.
Okay, I want to hear it. So let's listen to Hot Boy and then see. Okay, so we just listened to Hype Boy, and I do like this a lot more, and I have heard this before. I didn't realize I had heard it until the chorus, when it goes, I boy. I can't even sing, but that,
I know what you like, boy.
yes, exactly, that part. I feel like it's definitely been on TikTok and stuff like that, and that's why. But even like listening to the whole song now, it's so much catchier, so much more my vibe. So it's yeah, that first song was still underwhelming to me.
So, did anything about any of the members stick out to you
In the first song,
in either music video? And I'll tell you why I'm
yeah,
asking after
so
you answer.
not particularly, and probably because I don't really know them that well, right? So it's like hard to for me to zone in on one because I'm kind of just like listening to the music, trying to see what's happening. The first music video was very like international. It felt like, like they're going to a concert. It looked like they were filming somewhere else. It didn't look like Korea. So it seemed more like a Western teenage girl's point of view. Like that's the vibe I got from Attention.
Yeah.
The one thing I didn't like about the lyrics was like in Attention, they're basically saying like, "Oh, you're making me want to get your attention." But it almost sounded as if like, you know how they say girls dress a certain way or dance a certain way, like they're begging for attention, they're like begging for it type thing, that kind of thing. That's how like
Mm-hmm.
that's the vibe I got. Like even when they were like chatting with like this other group of people on the camera and you saw them dancing, but the camera was seeing them from behind. So they were like showing their booties off to them and dancing.
It's interesting that you say that because I'm going to tell you what I learned after I was obsessed. Hype Boy was so good, totally into this. I was going to pre order the album. It had a cute little, you could get the special edition that had a cute little purse thing. Now I'm like way too old to be carrying around a K pop swag purse, but whatever. I wanted it. It was cute. Could take it on the weekends. But at this point, after we originally watched the first two videos. My husband made the observation that one of the girls, he said, he was like, how old is she? She looks like a literal child. And I brushed it off. I was like, oh, everybody, they look young, like whatever. And I didn't even think anything of it, honestly, until I found out that the one member is 14.
Which one was that?
Is Hayan?
Okay, let me look
You'd
up
have to
her
look up her
face. Yeah,
picture.
because to me they all seem young. So it's interesting that your husband even picked it up. She doesn't look that
I
young in the
know.
picture.
But then after he so after I found out she was 14, I went back to the video and we watched it together and he said that shot right there. And I think it was in the attention video and I paused it and I was like, oh my God, like he's good at observing things. Like he will call out like small little things in the background of a Blackpink video, whereas I'm like overwhelmed by all of the like everything. But he picked out this one shot and he was like, she looks like a child. Like this is I don't know.
And how much older are the other girls?
They are 16, 17, and two of them are 18.
Oh, okay. So they're closer in age. Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm looking at pictures now, and maybe it's because she wears like makeup and the way she dresses herself. She looks like she could be 16. She doesn't look like a 14-year-old to me.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can find
The shot.
the like the shot. Yeah, and if
Yeah.
I find it, guys, we'll put it on the Instagram. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay.
But so I find out that one of them's 14. I'm like, because at this point, a lot of things started coming up about Min Hee-Jin, who's the producer, who's the agency lead. I don't know what her actual title is. With her like things from the past, from stuff that happened at SM, and she worked with FX a lot. So I started looking into that stuff, and she had weird, questionable things on her Instagram. Where like in her office, she had all of these pictures of Brooke Shields when she was younger, which is, if you're American or know anything about Brooke Shields, you know that she was highly hypersexualized as a minor.
I
And
didn't know that.
she had a lot of those types of pictures in her office. There were also in a lot of the I don't know if it was in some of the pre-debut marketing or if it was in the album, but I did see pictures of them like having they were going for the movie The Professional.
No.
Natalie Portman, I forget how young her character is, but it's one of those movies. It's almost like, well, I'm not even gonna. Okay, we're not even gonna go into all this. It's another instance of
Minor.
a minor, like Lolita, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
And they were using that as like you could see the reference in the pictures that they were
Okay.
going for. And so it started to feel a little bit icky to me at this point. And then the song and video for Cookie came out.
Okay. So that's the
So
next one we're listening to.
that's going to be the next one we listen to.
Okay. Let's go listen to Cookie.
Yeah. 내가 만든 cookie.
So, again, I like the song. I think this is really catchy, fun, better than Attention still. I stick by it. Attention was eh. Um, but I get why this is problematic. Like, we know what cookie symbolizes. They're obviously talking about come never have sex with me. So for them to be like, what? One of them is 18, right? Everyone else
I
is
think two
under.
of them are 18, one's 17, one's 16, and one's 14.
Okay. blur the lines with the 17, 18. Like, fine, you're getting there a little more mature. 16, okay, but still kind of young. But then the 14-year-old, it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And it very much so reminded me while I was listening to it. Because on one hand, my head was like, okay, like growing up, we definitely heard songs that were promiscuous, and we probably didn't really grasp everything that was happening anyways. Like, you ever heard Milkshake by Khalees?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that one, we were all singing it. My milkshake brings other boys, and we had no idea what the hell that meant. But like now, I know what that means. Um, a bunch of Daddy Yankee songs, whatever, whatever, right? Like a lot of them were so sexual, and we had no idea. But at the same time, the people performing those were full-grown adults.
Yeah.
Like it was just our choice somehow that we were young and listening to it, but they were performed by people that have had those experiences and are mature enough, I guess, to be singing about it. Whereas these, and who knows, maybe they have had these experiences and can sing about it, but it's still icky, as you said earlier.
It's icky. It's
Icky.
gross. So after that song and video came out and other people on Reddit and comments, wherever, started calling this sort of stuff out, Adore released a statement. And
Oh.
I'll send you the link to the English translated version just so you can see how long it is. And if we want to take a pause in recording and you spend like 5 minutes reading this, we can
I'm
do
gonna
that.
need to spend 5 minutes to read this.
Look, okay, so
Okay.
I'm sending Olivia the link to
Let's
the
see.
response.
Wow. Wow. I keep scrolling.
Yeah. This is a lengthy statement.
Okay. So thank you so much. Should I read it out loud?
I don't know. Do we want to read the whole thing for everybody? It's so long. This would be half
No,
of
no,
the
I don't want to read the
podcast.
whole thing for everyone, but I might want to like discuss sections. I'm gonna skip through to see where they talk about it. Innocent elegance? What? I'm curious what their intention behind the song was that was interpreted differently. Do they really think it was like a bunch of high school girls baking cookies and telling guys to come over and eat them?
Yeah, I guess you didn't get to the paragraph about how they consulted with English professors.
Oh, no, not yet. I'm still in the beginning. Okay. The song revolves around the idea of burning CDs and baking cookies, which share the same conceptual verb in Korean, okay? But, okay, this one sentence. It says, it's impossible for people to be familiar with every idiom and offensive term out there, and predicting the reception around the world is an even more challenging task. Sure, I get that, especially when K-pop is global. And, of course, you're not gonna look up every language in the world and see who you're offending. However, English is a big enough language and market that like most people know English as a second language, right? And I feel like you at the very least should look that up and see like maybe that and Spanish and see how it translates to that and if you might be creating something that's problematic.
Right. And so Danielle is Korean Australian and Honey is Vietnamese Australian, and they both are fluent in English. And it says on this one website that Minji's English is quite advanced, and no, wait, are they the older members? Where are the ages again? Yes, the three older members, two 18-year-olds and a 17-year-old. Granted, they have been in probably the trainee system, so likely do not have exposure to regular pop culture and references, and I don't know at what point any of them moved to Korea or if any of them actually lived in Australia at any point or if that was just their heritage. I don't know enough about that, but it's so. This response also just reads like an intern wrote it, and it's like an intern who's like clapping back against everybody, like an intern who's a fan. Who's like it's not a professional response. It's so strange to me. Like they're over explaining it. If the intent was, oh, it's just cute and it's about baking a cookie, first off,
Yeah,
don't put it on top of a fuck me track. Like that track backing. That's some sexy time
exactly.
music sounds.
No, like it's the, and I just read the part where, they consulted the professionals and they were like, oh, that's definitely not sexual at all. I'm like, what professionals did you consult? A 75-year-old? Like, Cookie is so sexual. And then I was reading the comments here on Soupy too, and even someone pointed out there's a Doja Cat song where her clean version says the word cookie instead of the non-clean version and what it would say. So it's like obviously that's what cookie implies. Um, I don't know. It's and the fact that I've never seen a statement so long in my history of reading Korean statements on things. The fact that they had to over-explain means something.
Yeah. And it's like the lyrics to Cookie were written by two native English speakers. Like,
Yeah, and they were women. The fact that they wanted to say that to point it out, right? Like they can't possibly,
it's like, I'm not racist.
you
I
know.
have black friends.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And it's funny too because they mention the girl's age too, but they say with two 19-year-old members, then 18, 17, and 15 in Korean age. So the fact that they even use the Korean age because that makes them older makes it okay.
yeah. And and then so yeah, let's read the rest of the sentence around that. The Adore team has also been concerned about the way NewJeans has been portrayed as an unusually young group when other teenage groups have similar lineups, as well as the stereotype some people hold that young people are unassertive and uninvolved with the world around them. So,
So are they saying that like they could have been having these
well, no,
experiences, so it's okay for them to
I
sing
think
it?
I mean, I, I could probably talk about this one sentence in this statement for 2 hours and write a dissertation on it, but like, okay, first off, and now I'm gonna expand this into one of my next talking points, which is that so as I'm looking into this and I realized that Min Hee-Jin was, involved with FX pretty heavily and reading about all of that, I realized, oh, well, Crystal was 14 when she debuted with FX, and that never gave me pause before. Like, I never really thought about it. I probably didn't realize it because, yeah, there are tons of groups. There are groups like, oh, what was that show?
But did they have? I was thinking the same thing actually. Like while I was watching it, but not for effects. I was thinking 21 because I remembered Minji was like so much younger, and specifically I remember even like in not commercials, interviews. They would talk about how like YG would tell her not to dance so sexily, like to dance more her age. And then I was trying to think back, like, but were their debuts sexy? Like, was FX's debut sexy?
No, it wasn't.
So that's why it's like that's a little bit of the difference there, right?
Yeah.
Like I feel, and I'm
And I
sure
mean,
there are other
there was
groups.
like
Yeah,
Hyuna. She was being all
yeah.
kinds inappropriately.
How old was she
I think
though?
she was 14 or 15.
She was 14, but in the Wonder Girls, and then she left.
Yeah.
So by the time she was a 4 minute, she was 16.
I mean, yeah, them. So I guess so that we have this whole like we're gonna psychoanalyze Robyn right now because I was trying to figure out like why it bothers me so much now. Like why do I care? Other people that were upset about it just easily brush it off, forget about it, listen to their songs. When it comes up on Spotify, as long as my phone is nearby and I can skip it and I'm not like driving a car or something, I will skip the song because I've just gotten to the point where if I feel so strongly about this, why should I support them? Like, granted, they are huge. They don't need my support. So anybody who's going to come and hate on me and be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about and whatever, like, so what? They don't need my support. They are super successful. It sounds like they were paid 2 months after their debut because Adore went out of their way to release information about that so that, oh, they're treated so well. The one girl apparently used some of that money to buy keychains, which I'm like, that's just screaming child. But I was like, why didn't this bother me so much until now? And what I realized was Min Hee-Jin is 43 years old. I'm 41, so I am close in age to this woman who is in charge of these young girls. So as I have grown as a K-pop fan, I have completely, like, I'm not close to the age of any idol anymore. I'm closer to the age of their mother or the person managing them, the agency head. Like, that's where we're at now. So I feel like
Yeah.
it's just, that's why it feels so gross to me, I think, because I'm like, this is a 43-year-old woman who has been in the entertainment industry for many, many years. She clearly draws a lot of inspiration from American pop culture and American culture and music, which is great, and that's fine. But you can't tell me that she doesn't know what she's doing. Like, you can't tell me that that they haven't had business meetings about these concepts. Like, don't say that it's all innocent.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be about baking cookies. Give it a cute backing track. Give it a cute video where they're baking cookies. They could, like, throw some flour around. It'd be cute. Like, whatever. It was clearly
Yeah.
a mature video. Like, that was like Red Velvet. If Red Velvet did that, I'd still question the cookie thing. But I'd be like, oh, okay, Red Velvet with the sexy concept.
Yeah, but they're older, they're mature. They could do it now. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
No, I totally agree with you. Like, she knows what she was doing, and because she's been in the industry, she knows what sells, and that's why she did that. And she thought she could get away with it. Probably was surprised that people caused such a stink about it. Because the fact that she's like, oh, they're not the first group to be so young. Other groups have this kind of lineup. She was probably used to the fact that many of the groups before them have done this and gotten away with it and got successful because sex sells. It does, you know?
Yeah.
So yes, I think she thought she could probably get away with it and she didn't, and that's when the long ass explanation came out trying to be like, yeah, they're innocent little Girl Scout cookies. Which is even worse for you to like sell it like, oh, they're just innocent little girls like baking cookies and burning CDs at home. But like you said, the music video shows none of that. They're actually dancing provocatively and saying, come taste my cookie. Where's the cookie? Because you're only showing me yourself and your body. Where are the cookies?
I mean, it had all those weird CG cookies, which were honestly tragic. Like,
Okay, at the end.
but so I don't know. I feel so many. I'm all up in my feelings about it. I feel so many different ways about it because, like I said, I do really enjoy. Like Hype Boy, I love the song. I haven't listened to the newest song that came out. I know it's been blowing up, getting all kills. Like everybody fucking loves NewJeans. They're getting brand endorsement deals. Like they're out there and they're doing their thing. And it's not the fault of those girls or their parents or anything else, but as an adult, somebody within the industry itself should put two and two together. And what I'm about to say is probably going to be the hottest of hot takes that will ever come out of my mouth on this podcast, but I'm going to say it. Because I love FX so much, And because this woman was involved with them, I would have thought that perhaps Sully's passing, which ultimately we can't say why that occurred, but we know that there was a great deal of sexualization of her as a woman. And when she tried to take that power back for herself, she got bullied, possibly bullied to death. And I watched, so there was this show that she was on at the time of her passing that I was watching live every week when it came out, called, I think it was called Night of a Thousand Hate Comments. So she was one of the hosts on the show, and she would talk about her experience.
I remember, yeah.
And this clearly deeply affected her. Whether it's why she chose to take her own life, we'll never know. I'm not going to make that assumption whatsoever. But it clearly had a very deep effect on her emotionally and on her psyche and on her as a person, and her ability to even do her job and be in the industry and do what she went into this loving doing. So you would think that a woman closely involved with this other female who went through this whole experience and she saw the toll that it took and all of these things would have a better response to people being concerned about a 14-year-old singing like "Lick My Cookie," whatever the lyrics are. I don't even want to. It just, I don't know. I think that's why it really, really, really bothers me. It makes me feel a certain type of way.
Yeah. Preach. Oof. Yeah, you totally hit it. But maybe she's just not aware, right? Because the other thing that you said, like, yeah, how could you continue that cycle?
And like clearly it didn't that's my personal hot take, because Crystal, who was 14 when she debuted with FX and who had worked with this woman at SM, recently celebrated her birthday with her, like in October this past year. So she has no hard feelings, like everything's fine, whatever. But I feel like there's gotta be some ownership from the adults in the K-pop industry, because they know what they're putting the girls and the boys out there.
Well, yeah, because they're not gonna care. They're not gonna care because for them, it's about the money. And that could be a whole other topic. But it's beyond just the K-pop industry. Like, the entertainment industry around the world is about making money and selling what works. And if that means sexualizing young girls, like, they will do it. And that's sad and it's horrible. But hopefully, like, we as the listeners, like what you're doing, right, which is commendable and not many people will do, because if a good song comes out, even if they hate the group, they might be like, oh man, but it's a good song. Not that they hate the group, because you don't hate the group.
No.
Let me rephrase. You just hate the way the group is being used and portrayed. But yeah, unless we change that, like, but they're so popular. They're still like this, then it's not gonna change, because that's gonna signal to them that even though we have people that not necessarily are haters, but are bringing up these like controversial topics, we don't have to listen to them, because at the end of the day, they're still selling. They're still popular. So they'll continue to do what they want.
Yeah, I think it was really that insane ass statement that they made that they probably could have righted it in my eyes in some way if they, like, I don't know what I need. Maybe just a acknowledgement that, oops, okay, glad you guys pointed out that perhaps this was not a great concept for the youngest member of our group. Sure, she's 15 in Korean age. Whatever. And, like, this is what we're doing to protect these girls, and, like, it just feels weird. And then she'll also, so Min Hee-Jin, producer, I'll just keep calling her the producer, I don't know what to call her, she like spent Christmas with them and bought them Christmas presents, and it's all, oh, this is so cute. You know what would be cute is if they spent time with their families. If they apparently made you all of this money and are so great, like, give them an actual week off of promotions and doing all of the things that they're doing to spend time with their families because of their
Right.
children.
But again, like, she would probably come back saying, why do they get a special treatment? There's been other groups before them that were popular and debuted, and they had their cell phones revoked. They didn't talk to their families, so why should they get special treatment? You know what I mean?
Because she could be the agent of change.
I know. I'm playing devil's advocate.
I know. I know.
But that's how she's going to see it. You know? So.
Yeah.
They do have
I'll
good
stop.
songs, though. They did have good songs. I did enjoy Cookie, minus the controversialness of it. I did enjoy Hype Boy. I'm curious to hear the new song, but...
Well, should we listen to it?
Let's see. Let's see if they've changed, right? I'm curious about that. Are they continuing the sexualization, or have they changed their concept?
All right.
Okay.
So I think, I don't know if they've had more new songs, but the one that I know got all the all kills and has been blowing up is Ditto.
Okay.
So we're going to go away and watch Ditto.
Once again, I did like the song. I love the vibes. They're totally going with the Y2K, oldies but goodies, and I do like it. As I was listening to it, though, I was like, why didn't they just go with this? Like, this is so cute. They're in school, classic high school, like, oh, I have a crush on a boy. It did not seem promiscuous. Like, this would have been fine. And you would have had no controversy.
They could have picked the boy who didn't look like a grown-ass man, but like
Right,
half
but
the
it's like,
time I will see
yeah.
things in videos and I'm like, where were these grown-ass men when I was in high school?
Yes, the guy looks a little creepy and older. But if we didn't have the Cookie music video to have that in our mind, like, I would have dismissed it. I would have been like, oh, okay, this guy looks a little old. But they didn't kiss. They didn't really do anything. You know what I
Right.
mean? He was like
Yeah.
background.
I mean, I don't even understand what happened. And
Oh, yeah, the ending was weird. The other thing the whole time, because then I asked him, like, is there 6 members? Because the moment I realized there was this other girl recording them, I'm like, who the hell is this?
yeah, I don't know. That was a little confusing to me. I was not that into the song. Like, I could see that song being a B-side, but not a perfect all-kill, like, blow up the world.
Well, it helps that their popularity too,
Yeah,
right?
of course, always.
But I'm not putting this. I like the song, but it's also different tastes, right? Different vibes. To me, it's a fun song. I like it. I can see it getting popular, but definitely when the groups are popular, sometimes, unpopular opinion, but not great songs become all kill. When you compare them with other songs that might be better songs, but because the group is not as popular, it's really hard for them to get up there.
Yeah, true.
But at least they're trying. I feel like they're trying to keep it as least controversial as possible. We'll see how far they're able to keep it up.
Yeah. Keep it PG-13, guys.
Well, now we're not going to keep it PG-13 and listen to Vibe
Yes.
by Taeyang and Jimin.
Let's do it. I haven't listened to it.
Well, it's not like it's rated R, but, Taeyang takes off his shirt, so.
I would expect
sex side.
nothing less.
He has to. Come on. How can he go through a video?
He's a married, grown man.
Oh, he is a dad.
Wait. Oh my god,
He
oh
is a
god.
dad.
I blocked that from my mind. I'm sure that he does not have a dad bod.
Oh no, he does not. He has the like K-pop dad bod because Rain's a dad. He's got that bod.
Oh my god, I forgot that oh, all right.
Yeah, they're getting old.
Well, you
They're at
know,
the age of children.
we're all adults, so we can talk about how sexy he is now, if
Oh,
he is.
yes.
I'll find out. I haven't seen.
But I'm excited to hear what you think about the song.
got that vibe, baby. 해질 때까지 look at me, look at me, look at me, much. Look at me, look at me, know we got that vibe, baby. 해질 때까지 look at you, look at you, look at me, much. Look at me.
What did you think?
So I really liked that song.
Yeah.
I really did. It's still got that like everybody's in their Y2K phase.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Which is the perfect time for Taeyang to be coming back. Like they were the kings of this.
yeah. I thought it was the one thing that I thought was a little bit weird was when he suddenly had bangs and like one shot or two shots, and I'm like,
Well,
what?
because his hair was slicked back.
I know
And
they
then it
should
was
have.
not.
They should have. I don't know. It was weird. I wasn't feeling the bangs. I'm like, don't come for my
Aw.
look.
No, it's fine. I think they complement each other so well. I just remembered they're both shorties. So, they're the shorties of the group. um, but they're both good ass dancers. I love that Taeyang still got it. Still smooth as fuck. So sexy. And their voices, right? Like, Jimin has a really powerful voice, but is so high pitched. He's like the high, not high pitched, but he has the high tones. He's almost like a
yeah.
Michael Jackson type of voice.
It almost made
And
me
then,
think
yeah.
that I would have liked to hear maybe just a different version because I don't want to. I love the song as it is, but it would be cool to hear with a female vocalist.
Yeah. But he's basically like, his voice is like a female vocalist, and don't come for me. But literally what's the song? The song where they have with Halsey, BTS has with Halsey. I don't know if you've heard it,
Probably not.
but oh my God, she literally just has like one line in it. But I thought that she was singing in Korean, and it turns out it was Jimin. I was like, oh damn, Halsey, look at her learning Korean, and it was freaking Jimin.
That's funny. Yeah,
So, yeah.
we can have a whole thing where you teach me about BTS because like if you showed me that video and I didn't read the title or whatever, I'd be like, who's that guy? Like that's how dumb I am about BTS.
It's okay.
I know who RM is.
There you go. You got one down.
Yeah, I think.
You must know Suga. He like produces other people's songs a lot, all the time.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We can have a BTS
They were
one.
never my thing, but
I know, that's okay.
They could become my thing, maybe. I
They
guess.
could. They do have good songs. I mean, I love the fact that, RM and Suga produce a lot of the songs. Like, they're actually talented. Talented group of guys. But awesome. I think, wow, like, I was curious if we'd be able to fill up the episode with just NewJeans and Vibe, but we talked quite a lot about NewJeans.
Yeah, that was my fault. I'm telling you.
It's so
Maybe I
good.
will go back and get my PhD so I can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write
Why
a
not?
dissertation on NewJeans.
Although I feel like I'm not going to be as strict as you, I probably will listen to them.
Yeah, that's okay.
But who knows? Maybe
I mean,
in 10, 20 years, I might feel differently.
when you're my age, when you youngins are my age, no.
But it's valid. I know exactly what you're saying. I think it's like in my head, like I kind of see both sides, and maybe it's a bit of a jaded side that I'm like, oh, will it ever change? It's just how the industry is. You know what I mean? But I respect that you're taking the stance and you're like, you know what? I mean, whether or not I listen to them doesn't make a difference, but me as a human being and my morals, like I don't want to support that, and you don't, and that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Safe space, free country,
Yep.
you know.
That's the vibe of our podcast. Ho-ho.
You know I got the vibe, baby. All right, I will not become a
I
K-pop
mean,
star.
I sang
Anytime soon.
earlier. I think we've established that we just need to keep it to karaoke.
Yeah, and we won't make our listeners' ears bleed again. So sorry about that. But thank you for joining us for our first episode of the new year. We hope you enjoyed it, and don't forget to
Like, subscribe, follow. I don't know. Give us some stars on Spotify. If you hate us, that's cool. You can like put some hate in the Instagram DMs. I'll look at them. I probably won't respond. I'm open to constructive criticism, feedback, debate. Happy to debate anybody. I love to hear all sides of the story. Don't be coming at me with just like the troll stuff. That will block you.
It's a safe space. Even if you disagree with us, it's a safe space. Just yeah, don't say you're gonna kill us or something. That's not a safe space. That's unsafe.
No, that's
Unsafe
unsafe.
space. Everything else is fine. But
All right, so we hope that you follow, rate, hit us up on Instagram at K-Pop Hotsheet, and we will see you next time.
bye.
Bye.